Welcome to Macey's Cooking Corner. I'm your host, Steph Daines, and today we have the lovely Teresa Wilson, and we've had her on this show before, and today we've got a treat for you. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been
Fabulous.
So much fun. Right now, we're having that lovely time of the year where it's fall, and we're starting to have all the wonderful things to pull from the garden.
Yes.
And the farmers markets are filling up. There's lovely fruits and there's vegetables. And so I was talking to my granddaughter about that the other day. And I held this up and I said, "What is this made of?" And she's like, "Apple." I'm like, "No, what is it made of? What's it made of, Afua?"
Lots of starches, sugars. What kind of answer are you looking for?
It's made of sunshine.
Oh.
Because honestly, it is. It's just how the plant stores its sugars, but it's all a process that has to do with the way that the sun and the photosynthesis interacts. So today we're going to eat some sunshine. How about that?
I would love that.
Eating sunshine.
Absolutely, yes.
So, and really it's these pure sugars that we're going to talk about. Now that we hear a lot about sugar, and sugar kind of gets vilified because we usually think about this guy. Ooh,
this guy.
White guy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The evil guy.
The evil white guy. So, what is it that's different between this guy and one of these other ones?
That's right.
So it's the refining, that idea that you're going to take.
But you say refining, what does that mean? I mean, for some...
Refiner's fire? Do we believe that's a good thing?
But refiner's fire, doesn't that make things better?
Usually. This is where it kind of doesn't make it better.
No.
It takes out some of those really important components. And so this one is a organic maple syrup even. That's a Costco one. I love going to Connecticut, Vermont, New York in the spring. Have you ever smelled them boiling down the maple syrup?
Wow.
Oh,
no.
It's so good. The water, the fluid starts, the sap starts running in the trees, and they put those little screws in there and watch that funnel out. And it comes out, and it's really watery. You have to like boil it down for days. But as you walk into the house is cold. It's cold outside, and you're smelling this wonderful maple syrup. So that's a wonderful, wonderful syrup, wonderful source there. This one is fun, agave. Do you know anything about agave?
I've heard that, it's low glycemic, and a lot of people say, it's another alternative sugar.
Good for tequila.
I wouldn't know about that one, but maybe.
It's the same plant that they use to make tequila that they use to make agave.
There you go. But that's something that a lot of people don't know.
But this is really interesting. It says on here with fiber, and that's why it has a lower glycemic index, is because it has a fiber. And fiber is anything soluble or non-soluble. Sometimes we think of the cellulose as fiber. That's things like grated carrots. It's got the lots of like woody texture, and that's got to be the fiber. But also pectins are fiber, and that's what this is. It makes it a little thicker, and that's why that one's a little thicker. And then this one here, we have another. This one's another maple syrup, friend of mine. But for fun, we are going to try and make some other syrups.
Oh, love it! Homemade syrup.
Homemade syrups
here.
So we're going to go ahead, and if you want to hand me one of those little cups of things,
cups or one of these. Let's do this. Blueberries. There's nothing like blueberries. Now, blueberries, are they hard to grow here in Utah? Or
they do because of the soil, because it takes an acidic soil, and we have a very alkaline soil.
We do.
We have a very alkaline soil. So you can grow them in pots.
Okay.
That works well if you're good to water them.
And that's it?
Some of us aren't.
Do you keep them inside, or do you keep it in a greenhouse, or?
No, they grow very far north. It's not the cold that gets them. It's the fact that you
forget
have
them.
if you don't water them. I've grown them before, and I forget them. But I know people that grow lovely blueberries.
Oh, really?
So we're just going to go ahead and apply a little heat there and pop those open. Those are also just really good, just added 2 things. Okay. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
I'll get it to go.
Yeah.
I can do
Okay,
this.
do you add any water whilst that's
They
kind
actually
of-
have plenty of fluid in them already.
Okay. You
But
just-
we can add a little sugar, and we can add this one, or we can add one of those. Also, having
Okay.
one of those other ones, maybe the black. How do
this one, the
Yeah,
blueberry,
the
blackberries. Oh, look how beautiful that is.
I know, aren't
Do I
these
get to pick
wonderful?
one?
Yes, go
I
ahead.
have to pick one.
And these do grow here. If you noticed over,
Yes.
there's several plants I've seen growing alongside of the road. I love going to the Pacific Northwest where they have so many lovely blackberries.
That's beautiful.
And then you'll see these are quite big.
Very big.
And they get really
sweet.
long. They're called a Marionberry. They're even longer than this.
Wow.
And they'll be just almost as long
Just
as
so
my
high.
thumb.
Right.
And those are also delicious.
That's yummy.
They're a hybrid. That's one of those things that we do is we,
Again,
over
turn it over.
thousands and thousands of years,
Right.
we have bred these things to be really big.
Everything's
No.
big, right?
Yeah!
Bigger,
We like them to
better.
It's bigger, it's better. Maybe.
That's right.
So while we're going ahead and doing that, we're going to go ahead and peel some of these apples and go ahead and turn those into. And this one will be a little bit chunkier. So rather than just a syrup, it's going to be, I don't know, just a little chunky syrup.
Okay.
We
I
could
like
go
chunky syrup.
We could go ahead and
Do you need me to do this as well?
yeah, we could go
Should I
ahead
have a
and run it
peeler?
through a
What?
processor so that it became.
Oops.
But the problem with doing that is you do lose a lot of those fibers, and that fiber is really good about keeping your.
Well,
your
you know
sugars
what? I
under
know a lot of
control.
people do canning and things like that. And I'm not
Tis the
really.
season.
It is the season. I'm not really a canner. Just I think a lot of it's time. But I did. Yeah, right.
I know,
peel,
it's one of those
and then I just
things.
blended everything, either froze it or just, so far keeping it in
Yeah.
the fridge and then baking with it.
That's
instead
really
of,
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
using oils, I replaced it with the applesauce.
With the applesauce.
And the
That's a wonderful way of
peaches,
using it.
I
And
made some syrup with that, and the kids seem to like
I
it.
was actually going to bring peaches today, but I thought, they'll have them at Macey's, and it's
Right.
past season. So
Right.
let me grab one more. You
Yeah,
can grab one of those big green ones too. It'll give it better flavor.
Yes, I
Martha
love these
Stewart says
green.
always use 3 kinds.
Oh, did she say that? I
She
just
does.
love that lady.
But the reason to do that is because then you get different types and flavors
Right.
with those different
Yeah.
apples.
Oh,
and
goodness.
particularly if you're making pie, if you're making syrup, just
Right.
adding the different types does give you, so you can take advantage of all the different kinds here.
Right. This is,
I
yeah,
do
this
need to
is
add a
good.
little sugar to each one of these.
And the sugar just heightens the flavor.
Yes,
think?
and it makes it a syrup. So we
Oh,
don't
that's
really
what gives
do,
it the thickness and
Yeah, that's what we really do to make.
the flavor.
Um,
So how much would
And
you
if you were going to
say?
go ahead and if you're doing bottling, we can talk about simple syrup. Simple
Right.
syrup is just a cup of sugar to a cup of water.
Right.
Now, heavy syrup is 2 cups of sugar to a cup of water. And so when you look at those canned peaches, when you go to the store,
You can actually use honey when you're canning?
you can.
Oh.
You do have to be careful.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that
Use less.
work? Right.
Also, be careful of your sizes, and it becomes very, very expensive.
That's true too, yeah.
Because honey is quite expensive.
Compared
So-
to the white sugar.
compared to the white sugar, which is one of the reasons why we use it.
So with this apple, what were you saying about Martha Stewart?
It's always good to use 3 kinds, is what she says,
Oh.
because it gives you, it lets you take advantage of those different varieties. Each one has its own special. It's like some of them have more pectin, some of them have more sugar,
Right.
some of them boil down softer, some of them are a little, like you've got a Granny Smith here, which is a little
Right.
more tart.
It is.
And it's going to add a little more, it's got a nice amount of pectin in it. And it looks like these are about ready. Could you hand me the potato masher or
Absolutely.
over there, and we'll hurry and mush
So
these up a little bit.
instead of sugars, you can add honey as well. Is that right?
You could put in
But
honey.
it gets a bit expensive.
It's a bit expensive, and the
Okay.
texture's a little bit different.
Right.
And so we're just going to look at these.
That's why we all
We
use
didn't
sugar,
add
right?
any extra water to that.
Wow,
But you can
and look
see
at that.
in
Yeah.
there. I don't
Oh
know.
my
There we
word.
go. You can see
Amazing.
that.
The
Blueberry has
liquid that
turned
came
out.
from the fruit.
And it comes down very quickly. So
Right.
if
Oh,
you're making
fabulous.
yourself some pancakes in the morning and you want to have a
Love
nice
that.
little syrup there. There's the blackberries.
So you could blend it too, like, you know.
You could blend it.
My
It just
kids
makes the
don't like
blender
the
messy.
Yeah, this is
Because you
true.
really didn't need to. But you could go ahead and do that, and then you can run the suds through the blender, and that works out. You wouldn't even need to do that. You can do that with the back of a spoon.
Right.
So what we're going to do, since this is ready and so pretty here, we're going to go ahead and pour that in and have that ready.
Oh, wow.
For
That's beautiful. What a
serving. There
beautiful
we go.
color.
And we will.
And then you're going to start doing you're going to do the apples.
Then we'll start the apples.
Oh.
So.
All we need now is something to eat that syrup with, and we'll be having a good time.
There we go. And then our blackberries are also ready. So we'll actually
There you
do
go.
that
So what about this
too.
one?
We're going to use that in one of these pans. I'm going to have to rinse it out.
Okay, and we can do
just a
that
minute.
later. Absolutely. So, well, now that we've just done the blackberries and we've also still got on the stove, we've got the blackberries on the stove.
Yeah, if you want to hand me one of those little containers.
We've just completed the blueberries, and we have just simply, this is easy, something you could do, any kind of fruit in the season you could do, couldn't
Oh,
you?
yeah, that's the lovely thing about it is you could go ahead and do, whatever you wanted. I don't know, I've never tried kiwis. Oranges turn out wonderful.
Oh, kiwis is a weird one, isn't it? I couldn't imagine having kiwis on my
Kiwi
syrup on my pancakes or something.
But you can see
So-
that it's just really kind of
look at that. That is just beautiful.
Just pour that out
Yeah.
there. Set that on the brunch table.
How much sugar did you put on there?
Probably about a quarter cup, so not
Quarter
a lot.
cup, which is not a lot, and so it's a
Yeah,
lot
just
better
enough to
than the
Bind it together.
the syrups that are out there. We're not saying anything about them. We're just saying making syrup for your own family
The
is
nice
a lot
thing is
easier.
when you know what's in it, it's
in
so
it.
much better.
That's right.
This year, this week I was in health class, and my teacher was mentioning that the baking industry was looking for something to help their bread rise higher, right?
Oh, wow.
Because
Bigger, better. I told you,
it's got to
yes.
have that nice height, and they're worried about the gluten. So they came up with a great idea. They went to China and they got hair, because they can get it for free. They run it through acid mixture, and then they put it in. It replaces an amino acid that's necessary in the bread. So when you're eating that bread there,
Oh,
ooh, yummy.
So, with that, we're
and
going
I
to take...
looked it up to double check, and it's actually
It's
true.
Okay, we're going to take a short break here, and we're going to return with non-hair type syrup, and we hope you stay
The only
stay
hair
with
that'll
us.
be in it is if it came off your own head.
That's right. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to Macey's Cooking Corner. Today we have the lovely Teresa Wilson, and she has been helping us. Well, creating for me, shall I say. Different kinds
for
of
everything.
syrup.
This is just one of those fun things.
It is.
That's what my son
absolutely.
was saying. I miss having breakfast that has different, because people just pull out that
Same old.
Mrs. Butterworth, and it's always the same, and it's like, oh, okay.
Hey,
well.
there are people that like that. We're not knocking other syrups.
No,
We're just giving you ideas, other alternative ideas to making healthier, syrups. Okay,
Or something
so
with just a little
it's
bit
okay.
different flavor,
That's
and
right.
particularly if you want to use up a little produce. Now we did
Absolutely.
some of the berries that are on
These
right
are-
now. We've got the
This is what we
blackberries
made,
and the
yeah.
blueberries,
Oh,
and then we
yeah.
peeled a few apples. We're going to go ahead and stick those in, and just for fun on those, we will add.
So before you start that one, let me just recap just for some people that might have just turning back to watch, or some are just starting to.
Okay.
Anyway, Teresa made 2 different kinds of syrups. All you did was add a quarter cup of sugar, and how much fruit did you add?
Oh, probably twice that. So it's probably a half to it. So,
Half a
so
cup
if you
or
think,
a cup?
Yeah.
About a cup.
Probably about a cup to
About
a
a
quarter
cup to a quarter cup of sugar.
Yeah.
And then just let it boil. You let it boil for about, 10 minutes? If that.
If that. It's
If
like just bring
that.
it to a boil enough so that the berries actually just pop. Because of
That's
the
right.
heat, they'll explode. Those
Right,
little-
and there was hardly no water. The water all came from the the fruit itself, and then it created that, and it's absolutely delicious. So now we're making, what are we going to do now?
We're going to play with apples now. So we've got a couple of different kinds of apples in here, and we're going to go ahead and boil those down a little bit.
And again, no water. This time that has no water in it. No water.
But we're going to try one of those liquid sugars. So if you want to
So
tell me the agave.
The agave. Okay, we're going to try the agave.
We're going to put the agave
which
in
you
here.
can get here at Macey's. Under the sugars, you'll find all different kinds of sugars, the maple syrup and the agave. And
it has a lovely light flavor. It isn't heavy. It doesn't change the taste of your
whatever you're putting it into. And how much would you say you put in there?
Some.
She's doing it the mother style.
Again, a little over probably
quarter.
about a half a cup on that one.
Probably about half a cup. 3 apples, which we peeled, and then we
so this is going to make
quartered and chopped.
And then we did add a little bit of butter to that one too.
And
so we're going to cover that one so
butter.
that it will actually.
How much butter did you add to that?
Um,
And I'm sure you could do coconut oil if you wanted to.
You could do coconut oil.
Yeah,
you can do different
gives
things.
you that
It was a little
coconutty
less
taste.
than this, and that's a half stick. So I'd say
Okay.
probably a little
couple
more
of
than
tablespoons.
Yeah, a little more than a quarter stick.
Yeah.
So, but
All
we are
right.
going to use the butter, and we're going to put that in there. If you want to hand me the bananas.
Now she's
Now
added another
there's a different one. We're going to go ahead and go with bananas.
couple of teaspoons in the other part, which we are going to use for continuing our journey of making syrups. And she's using a banana. 1 banana. How many bananas are you going to use?
Oh, I think we'll use them both just
Oh,
because
there you
it'll be
go.
fun.
I love bananas.
Although they
full
look
of
so
potassium.
pretty, you know, sometimes it's nice to have them just set out
do.
there.
Maybe we could just put the skin there, like, you know.
I always keep
Yeah.
fruit on my counter, and I've always
look
done
kinda
that.
pretty.
My kids have been always really good to eat fruit.
Uh-huh.
I always kind of got a little upset because I'm like, wait, that's my display. And they're like,
Yeah.
what do you mean, Mom? It looks edible to
Display.
me. So they would always eat it. And I'm very happy that they are all
It is
quite
nice.
healthy. They like
Yeah.
to eat their fruits and vegetables.
That is a good thing.
They're
I'm just going
not
through it where,
picky.
doesn't that look lovely? Empty shells.
Okay.
We'll just have it there for a little while.
Just, you know, teasing people with the
That's right,
empties.
there
Huh?
are no
Yeah.
bananas
Oh,
in
look how
there.
pretty yellow those are.
So now you've got the butter in there, and then you've got 2 bananas. Now what are you making? What are you creating in there?
Well, we're going to go ahead and
I'd
let
like
those.
to know.
The
with
heat's
the
going to
butter.
increase the sugar content a little bit in the banana. It's going to make it it's going to boil down a little bit, kind of turn a little bit brown.
Wow.
Now, if you've ever gone to one of those fancy restaurants where they bring you a bananas Foster and they light it on fire for you.
Oh, delish.
Yes, it's wonderful, but we're going to tone that back just a little bit. We're not adding a ton
We're
of
not
brown sugar.
setting anything on fire today.
We
That
should.
is
I didn't
not
bring my
okay.
fire starter.
But usually, don't they add
Nothing
alcohol
fruit.
to that, and they tell you that
That's
it's
what
burnt
burns.
off, and you go, really? Yes.
What is burning on those is the alcohol.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we
that's
could
what
have
I'm
done
saying.
that, but instead we're going to just go ahead and just let that
Let
boil
that
down a
simmer.
little bit. And
Okay.
this time, if you want to hand me the maple syrup, we're going to add a little bit of that
Maple
syrup to
syrup.
this
one or your?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
I do like this. Now, this one, when you open it, you have to keep it in the fridge
Right. yes.
because it does have botanicals in it that will
Go
if you
off.
that will mold.
Oh.
And you don't want them to mold. So
No.
go ahead and add and
I
just
do
put
like
that in
that.
the fridge.
It's funny. My husband was
That's
telling
about
me
a half a
about,
cup.
you know, for breads, different breads. As we were talking about breads the other time. Anyway, how they have different inhibitors, you know, to keep them on the shelf forever.
Exactly.
And the sound of that. And so every now and then we'll buy fresh bread and we leave it out, and then it's hot. And within a couple of days, it's starting going green. But if you do the same with a lot of the white breads, it's dinosaur time. I mean,
It really
just
makes
sit
you
there.
wonder how well that's going to digest.
And
and I
yeah,
shouldn't
that
have
too.
done that.
I mean, it's kind of worrying.
It's kind
but
of difficult because, you know, we do have
controversial. We're not really. Again, you can eat whatever bread you want. We're just saying.
yes.
We love all breads, right?
All those
You don't
breads.
want to upset anyone.
Even
We're
the
just
ones
saying.
with the Chinese hair in them, will
That's right. You want the high bread? We're just letting you know.
That
What's
really
out
just
there?
put me off. I'm sorry.
Right,
I went home
exactly.
and said, I'm going to look at the labels a little more carefully. And I'm
Right.
not.
Not
I'm
that-
like you. I can eat a
yeah.
lot of different things. I'm
Things,
probably
exactly.
not a Twinkie, but you know that's okay.
Again,
But they don't make those
you
anymore.
love Twinkies. We're not knocking that.
What are they
okay.
calling them now?
I know, whatever it is.
So
Yes.
anyway, so we're gonna let
Okay.
those boil down for just a
The smell,
minute.
it's smelling good. I think I can smell some fruit
Mhm.
or something.
You're gonna smell
Anyway,
your fruit going on there, so we
it's
can peek
good.
at this one. See, he's
Oh, and
boiling
look at that.
really
Yes,
nicely.
I love that.
And you've got, yeah, that's lovely.
I'm going to
You
go
can
home
see
and do
on
something
there.
with my apple sauce now.
See how much fluid you've got going
That is
on
beautiful,
there.
yeah.
And we didn't add any extra fluid to that except for the agave. We did add that, but it's just
Right.
I could have just put the white sugar in there and turned it down,
Mm.
and that would just release from the apples there.
So if you dehydrate apples,
Mm-hmm.
then can you put that in a blender with water and then kind of reconstitute it or
You could
something?
reconstitute it, I bet. I
Could
suppose.
you?
And heat it.
And heat it up? Oh, heat it up. That's
Heat
right.
it up a little bit because it
Yeah.
will help it to reabsorb that
Water. Oh, okay.
moisture.
Good.
But it's just lovely. Again, here you can see. I'll hold this up
Mm.
a little bit so you can see the
Look at
bananas.
that. Nice.
And they're beginning to turn a little bit brown around the
Wow.
edges. So we're just going to keep that moving.
I have my spoons ready to taste everything, you know.
Oh, that's going to be
That is
fun.
good.
And
Uh-huh.
I know it's kind of strange, but if you would hand me one of those, let's see,
Which
the
one?
little one.
What is this one?
This is just a little bit of salt.
Huh.
And even with your sugary stuff, if you add a little bit of salt,
What does that do?
it just makes our taste buds happy.
Wow. Okay.
It increases the flavor on them. It makes them taste better. I remember when I was just a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
probably 5 or 6 years old.
Of course.
I went
and that
to
wasn't a
my-
long time ago.
Wasn't that long ago. I
That's
remember
right.
going with my cousins to my grandmother's house, and she
Right.
had this lovely thing they called the crow's nest. They had a root cellar, and then they built a little building over the top of it.
Right.
And in there, she had all of the National Geographics
Oh, wow.
back to the beginning.
No
and
way.
it was so much fun to go in there and read those. But I remember opening one up, and it said, "The best cooks use salt." And I thought,
For everything.
of course they use salt. It was just something that they were still marketing, like salt. So
It's great.
it hasn't been something that we've always thought about using.
Right. Not when it's something sweet.
Not when it was anything. They just
Right.
said the best cooks use salt. I thought that was really funny.
Interesting. Good.
So we're going to smush those down
So
a little
this
bit, too.
hasn't taken very long. This has been what, a couple of minutes, 5 minutes or something?
It doesn't take very long.
No.
And we're going to
And
mush
it's just
those
that lovely
bananas-
smell.
Those apples up a little bit more. I'm actually going to turn them both off. I think we're done.
Okay. Love
Very
it. Can't wait.
Don't want to make a lot of noise for our audience, have them hearing the...
No, she's just, you know,
Mashing
if you're not
against the
feeling
pan.
very happy, this is a good thing because you can really
Yes.
mush it up, you know?
Mama's mad. You can
That's
tell.
right. Keep away.
There
Love
we
it.
go.
Mm-mm.
And
Okay.
that would be all ready to go ahead and go and serve over something wonderful like waffles.
Oh, okay.
So
and
we'll
you
have to
would
do a
just do it
show
like
with
that?
waffles and just
Waffles.
spin
I
it
like
over
that.
there.
Yes.
And the bananas as well.
Oh,
could go
very
over
nice.
A little
Something.
cake
Yeah.
that you have.
Oh, okay. And
like
you
a
would just
pound
serve it like
cake.
that?
I would probably serve it like that with a sprinkle of nutmeg and a little bit of whipped cream.
Right.
You know,
right.
they put the nutmeg on top of with the whipped cream to give it that nice little color.
Something, yeah.
But I think
Love
that
it,
would work.
love it. That smells
So,
fantastic. We are
yes,
definitely
Shall we go ahead and
have a
on
tasting.
with the-
Wonderful. So now we put
I
everything.
know this is what I like to do
into
if I'm going to have
plates.
a brunch.
Yes.
And maybe I'm going to have a few little cakes over here.
Uh-huh.
I know strawberry shortcake, kind of the little spongy cakes,
Mm-hmm.
and offer maybe waffles, maybe pancakes. You go ahead and put out an array of
Love
things
it.
that you can put on them besides Mrs. Butterworth.
That's right.
So you've
Which
got
is
this-
okay if you are using that, okay? Just
But
reminding
we're going to go
everyone.
ahead and decorate these a little bit. I've got just
Oh,
a bit
I
of
love
cinnamon
it. Mm-hmm.
to put on our apples and make that a little bit better.
Nice.
And then we're going to just touch them both. This, oh, I love this one. You can see what those are if you haven't seen
Raw
those before.
nutmegs.
Those are nutmegs.
Nice.
Yes, those are a hallucinogen,
Oh.
in case you were wondering.
So if you have enough of it, you can have a good time.
Yeah, except for the headache, you know.
Yeah, right.
That was a Freud. If you actually read Freud, he'll talk about his nutmeg parties. Freud.
Freud.
Sigmund.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he likes
the
to do that.
psychologist.
So yeah.
So cold. Okay.
It's a way of expanding his mind.
Okay.
But I think it's good, just a little bit.
That's a
you know.
lot of
You would
nutmeg.
have to
You would
have
have
a
a lot of nutmeg.
You don't need that whole thing. Ew.
No.
But a little bit doesn't do that to you, so you're
No.
okay. You can go
Okay.
ahead and use it as a flavoring. You can put a
Fantastic.
little bit on the bananas.
On the
too.
bananas. So
But
this
yeah,
is
like
where
that
I
one.
get to taste
And this
all
is
of
your
these.
time
I've
to
got
taste.
all of my spoons ready, so I'm not double dipping. And I'm going to start off with the
Ooh.
blueberries, okay, which we did
Blueberries.
earlier. And all it was blueberries and a little bit of sugar.
And it's gone quite thick, actually.
It
because of-
has actually. I mean, there was a lot of water before. It looks so good, and I love the colors.
Yeah, they turned out.
Mm.
Yes, that's the other thing.
Lovely.
Is they look really good on a table because
Yeah.
they have all that lovely color.
Mhm.
And then go ahead and put on the whipped cream. And, you know, people
Way
think
to
you've got a
go.
party just like
That's
that. And all
right.
you had was like a cup of fruit and a little sugar. And
And a little
suddenly
sugar,
you've got
and
a
you've got
party.
it. Yeah.
That's one thing I learned really early is if you always have that whipped cream in a can, that's like party in a can. And,
Oh, is it?
and a bag of crackers. You can have people over and they think, oh, wow, she really knows how to party.
Need to go to her house for breakfast. Again, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think this would be really good on some waffles. I think we should do waffles on another show.
I think you're right. You know, because I really want to get that full experience.
Yeah.
Because right now this is all delicious, and I'm using different spoons, as you can see right here. I'm gonna try the banana, which is with
yes.
sugar. Did you add sugar
that
to
would
this?
be really, that one we added
Butter. You added butter to this,
that
right?
we
And what
added
else?
The maple syrup to that
Oh,
one.
maple syrup. Okay.
Add a little maple syrup to that one. And again, another thing you could do is like you're
Wow.
having an ice cream bar, you go ahead and have a little vanilla ice cream. All these are out there. They're really easy.
Oh.
They don't have that preservative taste if you
No.
get some things in jars. They
And
do.
this is really good because even with the agave, it's not the
was
flavor's still
maple.
there.
This
Oh,
one's
maple.
agave.
Oh, this is agave, but it's not too sweet. Still, it is just right.
No, I
just
love
right.
maple syrup.
Okay. That is wonderful with the cinnamon and the with the
I'm
nutmeg.
totally about that. That's just one of the things.
Absolutely. Well, thank
Okay.
you. That is
Then we're just
absolutely delicious.
invite all of our friends to come on over and
Yes,
have
indeed.
a nice breakfast.
I mean, one of these days, I should give you the address, Teresa's address, and we'll have a party.
That would be fun.
Oh, thank you so much. This is absolutely delicious. Didn't take that long, really. So whenever you have guests, this is a great way to share some of your talents, just getting your fruit from your yard, from your backyard.
It was easy, and I think everyone could see it took only a few minutes.
A few minutes.
And
Add a
then
bit of sugar, and then there
yeah.
you go, and make your waffles.
I have
Got to do the
those
waffles next
that
time,
are
right?
runners, and so they leave those the carbs. And
That's
so
right.
This was
This
our
was
runner's
perfect.
dinner, runner's breakfast.
Well, thank you so much, Teresa. It was lovely to have you in the kitchen. We look forward to maybe making some waffles next time. And for all our audience, thank you for watching.